About 6 months ago, I had a local landowner come into our shop here in Oakdale, California, and they were in the process of starting a business on their land. It was in the county outside of town here, and they had a pretty big parcel, so they wanted to start a business there. And in order to start a business, they needed a site plan for what we call conditional use permit. That's where you go to the county and you ask for permission to use your land in a certain way. And I think that there'd been some tussles with the neighbor, and I think the neighbor had ended up complaining to the county about some of what was going on. And so they had to go through this process. So when the landowner initially came in, we sat down with her and we reviewed the land use regulations briefly for her specific parcel, and she brought in some correspondence she had with the county planning department. And we didn't charge her for that. She's a local gal, so she just came in. We took an hour or so and sat down with her at the table and went through that information. And so I told her that we could help with a site plan and a conditional use permit application, but that was going to be several $1,000s to get all the way through the process. It'd be more if the county wanted a boundary survey and a topographic survey for the site plan. So I told her, this is going to cost several $1,000s or more to do this the right way and to get you all the permitting that you need. But we told her, hey, we can do that. We can prepare the application and the site plan, and we'll walk you through the whole process till you get your permits. So she came in about a month later, stopped by the office again. She had hired some clown to do a site plan for $500. And so she brought me in the site plan, and she had submitted that site plan and application to the county, and the county had rejected the site plan and said, no, this is a napkin sketch. It's not what we need. It doesn't meet our requirements. And they bled all over it. We call it bleed all over it. They took a red pen to it. And so she came in, she said, I don't understand what these comments are. I don't understand what the county's asking for. So I sat down, took another hour with her at the table, read through the county comments, and I said, I tell you what, I know you're a local gal. I'm going to put together a quick punch list of what your company that you hired to do your site plan, what they need to do to fix this site plan so you can get your permit. So she said, okay, thank you so much. So I took another 30 minutes, read through the comments, put together the punch list, emailed it to her. So she came in about 3 months after that. This is a couple months ago. She comes in and she said the county had rejected her second site plan. So the second version of the site plan, the county said, yeah, your consultant didn't make the changes we asked for, and we need this other information, and you're going to need a survey to get this approved. And she came in and told me, hey, the other company I hired to do my site plan, they're not returning my phone calls anymore, and they're not responding to my emails. So how much would it be for you to prepare the site plan properly and address the comments that the county said? So I told her, I said, the price hasn't changed from when you talked to me 6 months ago. I said, it's the same price. It'd be several $1,000s. I can't use any of the work that the other company did. Their work was garbage. I need to start from scratch. And I said, to do this right, it's going to be, $6,000 to $10,000 by the time we get this done, to get you where you have a site plan and an application that might get you a shot at your permit. And so she told me, she says, well, I'm sorry, I just can't afford that. I said, I understand you can't afford it. So I see this happen a lot. So here's a landowner, they want to start a business. Okay. You want to start a business on your land. That's great. I respect the entrepreneurial spirit. That's going to take more than a $500 site plan, most places in California. That's just the reality here. We have a lot of land use regulations, and there's a process that you have to go through. And, if you hire mysiteplan.com to do your site plan, they're going to take $500. They're not going to review the local agency requirements for the site plan. They're going to give you a napkin sketch, and then they're not going to call you back. That's the business model those guys are running, and the companies like them. So, you can't start a business on your property in a place like California, not a business that requires major modifications, parking lot, building, that kind of thing. You can't do that in California without the right kind of permits and the right kind of land use entitlements. And that's costs money. It's not inexpensive. Sometimes it can cost as much as the improvements that you're going to build. So you don't get a good site plan for $500. That's one lesson. The $500 site plan guy is going to take your money and he's going to run. He's not going to call you back. He's not going to respond to your emails. And what you really need, besides just a site plan, is you need a professional to guide you through the whole land use planning process, the entitlement process, the permitting process, and to help you meet those requirements. So you don't just need a work product. You don't just need a site plan. You need somebody to understand the land use regulations and the permitting requirements and to help you meet those requirements and to negotiate with the local agency, the city or county, if it becomes necessary. So you need a professional consultant. You don't just need a napkin sketch. And that is not $500.